You saw the thumbnail. You saw the title. You know what we're about to do. Grace and peace, everybody. Welcome back. This is Dear Old Christian, and I'm looking forward to a great episode. I got some great stuff planned for you all, and I'm looking forward to talking with you and hearing what you all got going on. I see some people already in here in the chat already discussing what they have for what is their evening beverage of hydration. I love it. I love it. But even more than that, I appreciate seeing all these smiling faces and all the likes already in the queue. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate you so much. Now, I did start off on a positive note, but I got to let you know. Your guy is struggle streaming tonight. All right, first of all, if you are an Apple person, I just want you to know this already. I understand Apple makes some really good products, so on and so forth, but their ecosystem bigotry, that thing is it needs to be stopped. It needs to be stopped. I'm sorry. I understand it works well with this, and I can send over to the cloud, and it just needs to stop though. I'm sorry. So I had to reset my password for my iCloud account because, well, we'll talk about Slack in a minute, but somebody sent me something in Keynote and I had to open up iCloud to see it. Oh my gosh. So as I'm talking to you, I have no idea why. As I'm talking to you right now, I hear two Dear Woke Christians in my ear. So I don't know if you all can hear this. I'm looking and listening on the live stream, and it sounds okay on my end, but I just want to know if you hear two Dear Woke Christians, because it's going to drive me crazy. I'm pretty sure of it. But I have no idea what happened. So it's something Apple. Timmy Cook out there in Cupertino, he's against me. He's fighting against me. If you can hear one of me, drop a 1 in the chat. If you hear two of me, please put a 2. Oh my gosh. Oh, Apple, why are you like this? Matter of fact, I think if anybody uses an iPhone or an Apple product, we should just put them in 0-second timeout just because, like for no good reason, but just because today is today. Good gracious. All right, I see lots of ones in the chat. So clearly it's me. All right, so something with Dear Woke Christian Central, Whitaker Park Central. I'll figure it out. So I'm just going to tough through it. Maybe this is what my kids sound like. Maybe this is what I sound like to my kids. They hear me speak to them and it sounds like it's just multiple dads talking to them. I don't know. Now, Shara, I can't disagree. Like Shara right there, you get the gold star, student of the day right there. I mean, I like certain things about them, but my goodness in the morning. The only thing I don't like more than Apple is Slack. If you're familiar with Slack, first of all, Slack is like an office business communication platform. All right. If you don't know what Slack is, let me just tell you right now, that's how you know that God loves you. Okay. That's how you know God loves you, and you probably got good credit and you probably got really good friends too. I mean, that's how you know. If you don't have to deal with Slack, that is a sign that God loves you. I'm just telling you. If you know what Slack is, then you know why I hate it. Okay, you know why Dear Woke Christian hates Slack. I just don't get it. I just do not get it. I cannot wrap my mind around Slack. Who hurt you? Why are you using this thing? And then lastly, like if you like Slack, and you enjoy Slack, I hope your left hair follicle gets inflamed or something. My goodness in the morning. Slack is just ridiculous. Somebody sent me something. We use Slack for the studio, Podium Studios. And Devin, I love Devin, but Devin is an Apple user and he likes Slack. So he's like a double. I mean, it's very possible I might vote him out of the company. That's how bad it is. So he likes Slack and he's an Apple person. So he's one of those pompous Apple people. Every time something doesn't work, it's because you don't have an iPhone. You know, oh, I'm running late today. Almost because you don't have an iPhone. Oh, it's raining outside. Oh, because you have an iPhone. You don't have an iPhone. Everything is summarized in you don't have an iPhone. But anyway, he's one of those, what is that, blue bubble, green bubble guys. He's one of those people that keep that specious argument going. Anyway, he sends me something today in Slack. So it takes me an hour to log into Slack. I'm like, what in the world? Only to be greeted with, I need to sign into iCloud, and I have no idea. I have no idea what iCloud. I have no idea. So did all that, and now I hear two Dear World Christians in my ear. Let me look over here, make sure. It sounds great on. It sounds perfect. Okay, so it's got to be me. It's got to be me. I have got to figure this out. But I digress. I appreciate all of y'all stopping by on this evening. I know I'm starting off hot like a rocket, but I promise you, I have a mission. I have a mission to get to. Now, Transplant, are you saying that you are pro Apple? Or I need grace and peace to be extended to Apple, that they repent of their evil. That's what I need to be extended to them. Good gracious. Oh my gosh. Apple, who hurt you? Oh, all right. Anyway, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. That's my tirade. That's my little rant. Let's go ahead and get that out of the way. I've editor Jason edit that out, and now we'll get started on the show, if you will. All right. So grace and peace to everybody. Good to have every last one of y'all. Let me let you know already. I can tell you emphatically, I'm not a prophet, and I'm definitely not the son of a prophet, but I can tell you right now. I can tell you right now, this week is going to be bananas, okay? If today is indicative of the rest of the week, how the rest of the week is going to go, we have a lot of fun stuff planned for this week. So I'm just going to tell you right now, be ready. I can't give you all the details, all the scoops, all that kind of stuff. All I'm going to say is just be ready. There's going to be some wild stuff this week. I really suspect there's going to be some wildness here at Dear World Christian, and it won't be dealing with Slack, and it probably won't be dealing with Apple. Probably will be dealing with Apple because I still have a Mac computer here, so no matter what. So it's going to be a wild week, and but I appreciate all of y'all. And I just want to say this before we get too far afield. I really do appreciate all of you all for hanging in with me this month. My goal this month was 500,000 views, okay? I wanted to do something really crazy. I wanted to get a lot of views this month, and you all got me really close to it. I mean, real close to it. So I appreciate that. No matter what, I'm glad that y'all found value in what we're doing here at Dear World Christian. The likes were out of this world. The comments, out of this world. I really do appreciate it. So let me tell you right now, I really do appreciate all of y'all so much. And I appreciate y'all so much. So thank you all from the bottom of my heart. I really do mean that. Now, I don't want to, somebody told me I need to hurry up and jump into the topic of the day and whatnot like that. And you know what? I agree with them. So with no further ado, let's go.
Welcome back to Season 3 of As the Peach Rots. In this engrossing third season, we marinate the fetor of Georgia's political elite in the tangy vinegar of accountability. In a state where the odor of mendacity lingers in the air, our intrepid team of chatroom investigators is on a mission to peel back the layers of deceit and uncover the truth. From backroom deals to embezzlement scandals, no stone is left unturned in our pursuit of justice. But as tensions rise and alliances shift, who can be trusted in the Peach State? Join us for a season ripe with drama, where even the fruit isn't safe from corruption, because sometimes the juiciest scandals are right under your nose.
All right. What I want to do today is shout out, first of all, to a friend of the channel, Phil Holloway from Inside the Law. And man, if you're not following Inside the Law, let me let you know. You definitely want to go check out Phil Holloway at Inside the Law. First of all, he's been crushing the content. He is an attorney here in Marietta, Georgia. Shout out to Cobb County. He's actually a neighbor of mine, of my studio. And he just does a great job of breaking down, if you will, lowering all of the, putting all of the cookies on the lowest shelf possible. And so, first of all, shout out to him. But also, he did a fantastic job of explaining where this Fani Willis case is going as of right now. And it was excellent. So I really can't add more to it. So I shout out to Phil. I chopped out the little 3 minutes of his video to kind of explain where the Fani Willis story is going at this moment. And I'm going to drop a poll in a moment. And I would love for you to just tell me what you all think. So we're going to watch this, and feel free to give your answer to the poll as you feel free. So here, Phil, come on.
I want to give you a very quick Fani Willis update. Okay. I did it the other day, and I'll give you the abridged version of that update right now. The President Trump has now filed. So he's, I think, the last defendant in the Fulton County RICO case. He has now filed his notice of appeal. If I'm wrong, y'all will tell me, but I think I think today was the day, or maybe yes, I think it's been filed. So now all the defendants have filed their notice of appeal. So the case where they're seeking to have Fani Willis disqualified is squarely in the Georgia Court of Appeals. And the next thing that'll happen is the parties are going to start briefing the case. They're going to start filing legal pleadings that will be much more lengthy than the short pleading that we've gone over here today. But guess what? We can come here inside the law and we can go through them together, and we can read them and we can digest them and we can analyze them and talk about them almost in real time. And I promise you, as soon as I get my hands on any of them, we'll come in here. I'll do a stream, even if it's short notice, and we'll talk about it. And we'll be able to see what the parties themselves are saying as to why Fani Willis needs to be disqualified from the case and the case dismissed because of her alleged malfeasance and misconduct, etc. We can also see what Fani Willis says in her responsive pleadings. She'll go after they'll file their pleadings. She'll file her briefings, and then we're going to see what we call amicus filings. You're going to have outsiders that want to inject their legal opinion. So you'll see lawyers filing what's called amicus curiae briefs, friends of the court briefs, alleging or asking the court to go one way or another. So we'll get to see some of that, I'm sure, as well. And in a couple of months, I'm guessing August, maybe July, but I'm thinking August, we're going to see the oral arguments take place, and it will be live streamed at the Court of Appeals, which is in downtown Atlanta. We can come here inside the law and we can watch those together too. Bring your popcorn. That's going to be a good show. And then a few months after that, you're going to get the ruling from the Court of Appeals. And let's just say the ruling is to boot Fani from the case. Fani gets to appeal. She can ask the Georgia Supreme Court to put her back on the case, and vice versa. If the defendants lose and Fani is ordered that she's staying on the case, then they're called the appellants. That's the criminal. That's Trump and Roman. Those are the folks that are seeking her disqualification. They could appeal. So whoever loses at the Court of Appeals level can at least ask the Georgia Supreme Court to again to appeal the case. The Supreme Court doesn't have to take it. It's completely discretionary. But I think in a case like this, they might very well take it. There won't be a trial this year, not at all in this case. We've got a big election coming up next week. Judge McAfee will know at the end of next week if he's going to be a judge in Fulton County anymore. If he loses, he'll be a judge till the end of the year. If he doesn't lose, I got to show you this for those of you who missed it. If he loses, this is his challenger. Okay. Robert Patillo. And this is one of Robert Patillo's social media posts before he became a judicial candidate. This is a man who has very, very deep loathing for the criminal defendant in this case, Donald Trump. And so if Judge McAfee loses, that guy takes over Judge McAfee's caseload, including the Trump RICO case. How long will you think it's going to take before one of the parties files a motion to have him recused from the case? And unlike New York, judges don't get to hear those things for themselves. In Georgia, another judge has to decide that. So I imagine Patillo would be gone, but that's just a guess. It's going to be very interesting. Next week is the judicial elections in Georgia. We'll know more then. We'll come back here inside the law. We'll talk about that. But we have a lot of things happening still in the Georgia RICO case, the Fani Willis disqualification, things involving a lot of drama. Still a lot of drama that's left to happen, unfortunately, in this case. I think
rookie mistake there. Sorry about that, team. Sorry about that. So, all right. So Phil kind of broke down and that thing really stopped right in the middle. Phil kind of broke down where the trial is and where it's going in the future. I think it's pretty fair to say that there is no hope in the world that thing is going to see the light of day in 2024. So the current vote is, some people say it's going to be 2025, but the overwhelming majority of votes have currently said 2020 never. So make your voice heard. Make your voice heard. Click on that. I don't see any hope that it's going to happen. I think 2025 is too much, simply because it's going to be August before the appeals court decides one way or another. Whoever loses is going to immediately file another appeal. So that's going to take it into, we're going to go into the election in November and into the new year. By the way, can you imagine? We're already in, we're in halfway through the year. That's crazy. We're in the 6th month. 2024 has been wild. So that's going to happen. And then I think 2025 is too aggressive. I'm being honest with you. Let's just pretend that it stays, a viable case. Because if Trump is elected, I don't think it's going to be a non-issue. But let's just pretend, for laughs and giggles, that it would stay a viable case. Are we honestly going to be talking about this? Do you feel like they'd be able to panel a jury in 2025 and start the trial in 2025? I don't think so. I really don't. I would love to have some more legal minds add commentary to it, but I don't see any hope that this is going to see the light of day before. And again, let's just pretend like it's a legal, valid case. I think 2026 is probably gracious, if you will. I can't see it anything else, but let's see what we got here. All right. So again, the vote, the poll, there's some people that say, 2025 sounds right to them. But again, most people are saying 2020 never. Nobody is saying 2026. It didn't allow me to put 2027 in there as well as to put never. It's like, it wouldn't allow me to give 5 options. Because I think 2027 and never would probably be much more akin to what people are thinking, in my opinion. But let's see what we got. Looks like you think it's going to be fast-tracked? I don't think so. It depends who wins the presidential election. If Dems, then fast-track in 2025. Personally, I'm going to be honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised if Democrats win. They just like, oh, it doesn't matter. I personally think all of it is lawfare anyway, and is meant to keep Trump up in New York, so he can't jet set around the country campaigning. Is meant to keep him bogged down in legal fees and so forth. So no, I think if Biden wins in November, it's a wrap. Don't be surprised. They say, oh, that thing, we don't care about that anymore. Do not be surprised. But on the same note, I don't think that the case really is as viable as other people have said that it is. Just my little 2 cents. I don't think it's as viable as they want it to be. So that being the case, I think one way or another, it's going to come to an end. And it's not going to come to the end of a judge's gavel or anything of that nature, but rather they're going to say, yeah, we don't really care anymore. Or it's going to actually fall apart and it'll be a wash. My little 2 cents. But let's see anything else. Yeah, Fani's actually appealing the 6 charges that McAfee dropped. So that's going to almost guarantee that the reset button is pushed for nothing, if nothing more than for 2025. At least, because she wants those other 6 charges that McAfee threw out. So there's that as well. So, yeah. All right, so this one right here said, look how fast the hush money jury was seated. That's true. However, I think this one's going to be worse. I just, again, if you look at how RICO's been working here in Georgia, we've been doing a fantastic job of failing at that. I understand what you're saying. Totally get what you're saying. I just don't think it's going to work like that. But it is what it is. I wouldn't be surprised if it just falls away. If it just, blows off into the wind, I wouldn't be surprised 1 iota, not a bit. So, whoa, somebody says 2023? Somebody said 2024? How? I have no idea. Of course, 2025 is still at 23%. Okay, more people are believing 2025, but nobody is saying 2026. All right. All right, let me see. Imperfect storm. Here we go. Let's see. Trump loses. McAfee loses. Well, McAfee loses. Fani wins. Judge and DA are anti-Trump. And we see a repeat of the hush money trial. Well, McAfee can't lose. Well, first of all, I think this was a week ago. So McAfee already won. And Portillo would have had to recuse himself anyway. So that was that was a week ago before the actual election that we just had, the primary that we just had here in Georgia. So I think we're good with McAfee. I mean, good, bad, or indifferent, you like McAfee or not, I think that's there. But no, that's kind of cool. I like to hear what y'all thinking about this and where you all are processing that. Shout out to Independent Mail. Shout out to you, brother. Grace and peace, my friend. I have a video that I copped from you. So don't hate your boy. Don't hate the game. Don't do that, but please. I appreciate y'all so much. Let's go ahead and get to the next portion. All right. This story was so weird. I want to shout out. I don't remember who sent it to me. Somebody emailed it to me. And it's such a weird story. I'm going to play it and then I'll explain why I say it's a weird story. Is that what I'm going to do? I think that's what I'm going to do.
Drama at the Cannes Film Festival this year in France, playing out not on the silver screen, but on the red carpet.
The woman knows what happened. I know what happened.
On the iconic steps leading into the festival, several stars clashing with ushers who tried to rush them along. Kelly Rowland appearing to scold a festival employee after she and several other ushers tried to hurry the former Destiny's Child singer up the stairs. Just one day later, that same usher stopping Dominican actress Maciel Taveras before the premiere of The Count of Monte Cristo, preventing her from unfurling a show-stopping train which featured an image of Jesus. Taveras appearing to defy the usher, pushing her away from entering the venue. Later posting a photo on Instagram showing the full dress on display indoors. Ryan Abrillo, a photographer who captured that video of Taveras, has covered the Cannes Film Festival for years.
You could just describe what you saw this year at the film festival that was different than last year.
It's aggressive. Aggressive. It's completely different. I just told you I've been filming, taking photographs since 10 years, but this year, 2024, is completely different. It's aggressive.
He says he noticed 2 to 3 celebrities per day being handled aggressively.
I have a boundary, and I stand by those boundaries, and that is it.
Rowland standing by her actions and appearing to suggest race may have played a role.
And there were other women that attended that carpet that did not quite look like me, and they didn't get there, scolded or pushed off or told to get off. And I stood my ground. And she felt like she had to stand hers, but I stood my ground. And that was it.
Taveras showing her support for Rowland on Instagram, writing, "I didn't know that happened to you first. I was very impressed how calm and genteel you were, because in my case, I was tired of the abuse." And now video emerging showing Korean actress and former K-pop star Yoona hurried along by the same security guard on May 19th. Yoona apparently taken by surprise. The Cannes Film Festival and the 3 celebrities involved have not returned NBC's request for comment.
All right, so I'm going to talk about this topic right here. There we go. Right here. All right. I don't know who this man is on the dress that she has. First of all, I mean, I think that's that's definitely, that's a train. That's a train of a dress for sure. I mean, the art on there, that's kind of neat, whatever like that. I don't know who that person is though. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. Matter of fact, in the chat, tell me who that is. Wrong answers only, because it's not Jesus. I'm sorry. That would violate the first and second commandment. And I do have this question. This is the thing I don't get. Let's just pretend in the chat, give me the wrong answers only. Let's just pretend like this was Jesus. Let's say there was a picture of Jesus and we knew that looked like him. What is that supposed to do? What is that painting on her dress being drug on the ground supposed to do? And that's a serious question. I don't doubt the woman's faith. I don't doubt that the woman might be sincere and might really truly believe that she is she's a believer and she really believes that. What is it supposed to do though? What is it supposed to do to the non-believers at the Cane Festival, which by the way is completely pagan? What is this picture that you're dragging on the ground supposed to do? I would love to know, because according to scripture, the preaching of the gospel is what changes hearts. So that man right there that's sitting there looking at her, looking like that, and this young lady right here, they're not going to get changed and converted from their non-belief because they see you dragging a picture behind you on the ground. I really know that. I know that it's going to be a shocker, but that's not going to do anything. So I don't even know, first of all, who the person is, but if it was Jesus, which is not, if it was, like, what's that supposed to do? I don't get it for the life of me. And somebody asked, what does this have to do with race? I don't know either. I think that's an argument that needs to be had with these people that love to talk about race. They want to make everything about race. Race is an issue I apologize. Race is definitely a virus from the United States that we've exported. And now we see it spreading like gangrene all over the place. Right. Drawing attention to right. What is that supposed to do? What is that supposed to do? Again, if I pretended that was a real image of Christ, what is that supposed to do? See you dragging him on the ground. What is that supposed to do? And by the way, shout out to that lady. You saw her put her hands on that chick? Let's go back. She shoved that hostess like she meant business right there. Watch this.
Singer up the stairs. Just one day later,
Watch
that
this.
same usher stopping Dominican actress Maciel Taveras before the premiere of The Count of Monte Cristo, preventing her from unfurling a show-stopping train which featured an image of Jesus. Taveras appearing to defy the usher, pushing her away from entering the venue. Later posting a photo on Instagram showing
She put hands on her. But right, make no image. What are we doing? Like, what is this? What is this? Again, I don't doubt the woman's faith. I don't doubt any of that other stuff. But like, what in the world are you expecting to happen? Like, what's the expectation here? Hey, I got an idea. You can put a 19-foot, 20-foot train on and walk in the canes. And at the bottom of the train is going to be this image of this guy that we think is Jesus. Oh, that's going to be amazing. Oh, like, did you think that was going to be like a banger gospel message? Like, what was your expectation here to, what's her name? Travaris. What was your expectation? What was that? I don't get it. Oh, see, for the life of me, I don't get it. I do not get it. And we allow this. Now, this is where I speak to those who do believe that this is idolatry, who do believe that this is inappropriate, who do believe that this is a violation of what scriptures taught us. We can't allow this kind of stuff. No. This is 100% inappropriate. It's 100%. You put me on there. Look, you can drag picture dear woke Christian around. There you go. Problem solved. Then they would definitely cancel her. You put me in there for sure. But like, this is the kind of stuff that we should not allow. For that reason alone, there is no image of Christ. And I know, don't jump in the chat, save it for the email. If you want to email me and tell me that Jesus looked like a black man, please do that. Because I need some dusty email comments for my next episode. There's a reason why we don't have an image of what Christ looked like. Because God knew that we would worship the doggone creation rather than the creator. Because that's how we do. That's what we do. And we know that. So that's why. Now, back to it. I have no idea how this got into my my feed, but whoever emailed it to me, I forgot who it was. Somebody emailed it to me. Shout out to them. I appreciate it because I thought it was a good opportunity just to point out this is why we don't bring up icons and artifacts and iconography into our churches because of this reason and this reason. I mean, primarily right there. I mean, what in the world is this foolishness? This is craziness. And you know that woman just knew she was cooking, right? You knew she was cooking. She's like, oh man, I'm about to cook with I'm dragging a picture of Dr. Seuss's cousin behind me. I'm cooking. You knew that. Bless her heart. Bless her heart. Oh my gosh. Yes, please make sure you email management all questions, comments, concerns, problems, and so on and so forth. I do need some dusty email comments. I got a lot of dusty comments, but I need some dusty email comments. So please make sure you drop those in my email box. I really do appreciate it. I'll make sure I give you all the shine that you intended for. Trust me. Trust me. What? The comment section is wild. Y'all Prince, wasn't it you that sent me this? I think it was you. I really believe it was you. I think, yeah, I got to look real quick. I think it was you that sent me this that ruined my whole day with that craziness. Yeah, it was you, man. Y'all, we might have to put Prince in the 0-second timeout because of that. I'm going to check real quick because I want to see who sent it to me. And I'm almost willing to put some money down that it was Prince. It was a couple days ago, darn it. I don't see it. Oh, man, where is it? Okay. I'm pretty sure it's Prince. I'm just going to blame Prince anyway. There we go. I'm just going to blame him. It's got to be. This has got to be it right here. All right. I'm blaming Prince anyway. So anyway, it's Prince's fault. Even if it's not, I'm just going to blame him because I can't find out where the email is. I don't see the email, but I'm just going to blame you. So there you go. It's my show. I'm blaming you. Don't look all, don't try it, my friend. Don't you even try it. It's you. I think it was you. That's what I'm saying, at least. All right. So let's move from the craziness in Georgia. Let's move from the craziness of the Cane Festival. Let's go to Dalton, Illinois. Nothing's crazy going on up there. It's perfectly calm. Everything's calm in Illinois, right? We're going to take a quick review of what's going on because I got this feeling things in Dalton are going to get real. They're going to be hopping real quick. So let's do a quick review of what's actually going on in Dalton. So shout out to Amanda Waldrop, who is the news lady who's been doing a great job of summarizing everything that's going on in Dalton. I think I'm going to leave the link to the first video she did on Dalton down in the chat. I'm sorry, in the description when this video is over with. But let's
literally, there is a story every day happening in this community, and I don't want to miss anything. Since our last video, so much has happened. We're talking more lawsuits, a grand jury, the subpoenas, the mayor's former assistant speaking out. Where do we begin? Let's start first with this federal grand jury and the subpoenas, which we have copies of thanks to someone very close to this investigation. So let's unpack these subpoenas. There's a lot in the subpoenas. So we know that a grand jury has been seated since November. Now, May 20th and May 13th, that's when Dalton's custodian of records was to appear before this special grand jury and bring with them a whole slew of documents for Mayor Tiffany Henyard, Village Administrator Keith Freeman, and also Trustee Andrew Holmes, as well as several other companies and individuals. Now we're talking about financial reports, budgets, accounting records, receipts, also requested reimbursement documents, loans, work schedules, travel records paid for by the municipality, including documents for that infamous trip to Las Vegas, where the mayor's ex-assistant says she was assaulted. Also requested are the mayor's records for her charitable organizations. And these records, again, were to be presented to the grand jury May 20th, May 13th. Now, for that May 13th subpoena, the village custodian of records requests to bring personnel and disciplinary files for almost 30 people, as well as documents related to companies Village Administrator Keith Freeman is involved with. Now, in April, Keith Freeman was indicted for bankruptcy fraud. The village and the mayor have not responded to our request for comments. But we were in court when Keith Freeman made his first appearance with his attorney. Now, Freeman didn't speak to any reporters who were there, but his attorney did. And he said Freeman is not stepping down from his position in the village or his position in Thornton Township. So when we talk about grand jury proceedings, what happens during the grand jury? We don't know, because those proceedings are secret. So we don't know right now if the custodian of records brought all those documents as they were supposed to, but a source familiar with this matter tells me that the village has asked for an extension. So let's talk about Fani Dukes. She is the mayor's former assistant, and she claims that on a taxpayer-funded trip to Las Vegas 1 year ago in May, she was assaulted by trustee Andrew Holmes. Now, Fani issued a video statement where she says she is a survivor. She talks about what allegedly happened before and after that trip to Vegas. She's also filed a civil lawsuit against Mayor Henyard and trustee Holmes, accusing Holmes of assault and accusing Tiffany Henyard of retaliation. Now, according to the suit, after dinner, she walked the Las Vegas Strip with trustee Holmes. She says she felt disoriented and ultimately blacked out. Now, she says in her words, again in the lawsuit, the last memory she has is waking up in his hotel room. According to the lawsuit, Fani says she was fired shortly after bringing the accusation against Holmes to Mayor Henyard. So in the May 6th village board meeting, well, guess who shows up there? There's a large crowd of people waiting to get into this village board meeting. It starts late, but Fani shows up outside. She speaks to the crowd. She says, thank you for supporting me. And she also talked about the foundation that she has started to help support women like her. So we have sent trustee Andrew Holmes repeated requests. I have sent him personal requests via text, phone call, emails for any type of statement or response to this. Now, he does read the text messages. I get the receipts showing that they have been read, but he has not offered any official statement or spoken to me about these allegations. A few weeks ago, we were told that Sam Adam Jr. is his attorney. The office told me no comment when I called and asked for a statement. They said no comment. So that led me to believe that's his attorney. I was told that's his attorney. Call a few weeks ago, right after this, I am told Sam Adam is not representing Andrew Holmes. I said, did his office ever represent Andrew Holmes? I was told Sam Adams does not represent Andrew Holmes. So, of course, Andrew Holmes is a well-known community activist. Crime scenes, he is there, helping grieving families when they need someone the most. When there's been a shooting, a crime, an incident, he's always there. The face, the name, people, a lot of Chicagoans, they know who this man is. The nonprofit he worked for, Chicago Survivors, told me in April in a statement that amid a lawsuit and allegations that Andrew Holmes assaulted a former coworker, he was fired from this organization in April. So what does the village say about this Vegas trip? In a statement to NBC5, the village tells us that it conducted a thorough investigation into the allegations led by an independent third-party company. It goes on to say Officer Miles was interviewed and denied knowing nothing about the allegations. It says Ms. Dukes refused to cooperate with the investigation, and this is nothing more than two disgruntled village employees. Now, neither Fani or Officer Byron Miles has addressed what the village is saying, but Officer Byron Miles was on that trip. He's also filed a civil lawsuit against Mayor Henyard. He says that he was part of her security detail, and after speaking out about what allegedly happened in Vegas, he was taken off of her detail. But the trustees, the village trustees of Dalton, they say there was never any third-party investigation, which is partly why they hired former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot to lead an investigation. Every month, Dalton holds 2 village board meetings on the first and the third Monday. Every month, this always happens. Tiffany Henyard has missed 25 of those meetings. Where did I get this information? From trustee Jason House. So Dalton trustees have named Jason House as a mayor pro tem to fill in for Tiffany Henyard in the event she's absent from a meeting or otherwise unable to fill her duties. So again, remember, the trustees also voted to hire former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot to investigate Henyard and the village's spending. But Henyard,
You know, it's veto power. So how dare you think you could come in someone's town and
Tiffany Henyard recently vetoed that hire, saying the village is not going to pay Lightfoot her $400 an hour. So far, there's been no response from Lori Lightfoot about this. She has said it's going to take 60 days to complete her investigation. So now to the lawsuits. There's so many lawsuits. It's hard to keep track. There's so many of them. Some of the recent ones include one filed in federal court by Tyrone Isom Jr. So I talked to Tyrone, and he said he was really looking forward to starting his own business in Dalton. He said he wanted to help young people, and that's why he was doing this. He wanted to open up a barber shop and a tattoo shop. He bought a building for $85,000. He took all the money he had out of his savings to do this, to buy this building. It was going to be his dream. He says he remodeled it, did everything he was supposed to do. He claims his applications for a business license were denied with no explanation. He says at one point he was told flat out, the mayor wants this property. So he says he was forced to sell the property, never being able to open up his business. The village has declined to comment on a lawsuit. A police officer, also the latest public employee to file a lawsuit against the village of Dalton and Mayor Henyard. Jeffrey DeVries accuses Henyard of illegally promoting other officers when they didn't pass the tests and they weren't approved by the village. The lawsuit also accuses the mayor and police brass of retaliating against him for reporting this and other alleged misconduct by fellow officers to the State Police Standards Oversight Board. So just two of the many lawsuits that have been filed against the mayor and the village. And finally, the law firm that represents Dalton in at least 19 lawsuits in Cook County and federal court has withdrawn from the cases due to not being paid. So a village official provided us with a letter that was dated April 24th, and the law firm sent this to the village, and it says, without being paid, we're going to step down from these cases. And that is what's happened. The next few months, I think they're going to be very interesting and very busy. And you know what? I'm going to be right here, trying my best to cover all of this and get it to you. That's my promise.
All right. So if you've been keeping up with what's been going on in Dalton, hopefully we'll be able to have some guests to come on and talk about it. If you're familiar with it, that was a pretty good summary. And there's just so much craziness going on. I do appreciate that Waldrop did, in fact, do her best to keep it above board and all of that kind of good jazz. But my goodness, in the morning, there's so much shenanigans. There's so much chicanery going on in Dalton. It is wild. So what I'm going to do tonight, so we can we'll have a little conversation if you want to. Lady Dear Will Christian just came in, but I know nobody's cooking dinner at the moment, so we got time. But I would love to hear what you all think about the Fani Willis story, maybe what's going on in Dalton, whatnot like that. I got one more little quick story we're going to look at, and we're actually going north of Dalton to Chicago. And yesterday, when I sat down with Amanda Timpson, we talked about, what are some things that can help gang prevention and violence and crime going on in a major city. If you're familiar with Chicago is a case study in violence, because literally every weekend their violence numbers spike. And every time there's a 3-day weekend or a 4-day weekend or a holiday weekend during the summer, it's a wrap. It's usually some record-breaking amount of crime, usually shootings, sad to say murders that happen. So Chicago Mayor Johnson has rolled out some solutions, if you will. I'm going to pull these in just to let you see what you think about it. I want to hear what you think about it. Do you feel like these will be good solutions? These will be remedies to the problems that they're having? They kind of go over a little bit about the problems as well. And I just want to hear what you all think about it. If you want to jump on, and I dropped the link down in the chat, feel free to turn your camera on. Let's get on, have a good conversation. You don't even have to have a beverage of choice today, but even though I still got mine. All right, let's go.
Let's get you updated now on the city's plan to keep people safe over the holiday weekend. Mayor Brandon Johnson joined city leaders to spell out what they're doing to prevent violence over the long holiday and the summer months. NBC 5's Charlie Wojciechowski joins us now live downtown with more on this plan. Charlie?
Evrod, it simply breaks down to all hands on deck when it comes to summer safety. We're already seeing more and more police walking the streets like Michigan Avenue. They are going in groups instead of staying in their cars. But this is not going to be up to the police alone. All city departments will be involved. The One Summer Chicago program will be providing jobs for young people, 6 weeks worth of employment to get them off the streets and into productive activities. Also, the Chicago Park District offering literally hundreds of different things for kids to do, from the beaches to the pools, which are going to open later in June. That is very important. Also, the city taking a look at the trend toward teen gatherings downtown. And we had this very stern warning from Police Superintendent Larry Snelling.
We want people to have fun, and we're going to be out there to protect your right to do that. However, if you start to commit crimes, if you're committing acts of vandalism, if you're fighting, if you're engaging in violent activity, if you're attacking people, the Chicago Police Department is going to step in. We are going to make arrests.
Now you are looking at the My Shy, My Future app. This is part of the city's safety plan. Literally, as I said, hundreds of things for your kids to do, for adults to do. Gatherings listed. All you do is you put your location in here. It points you toward something going on in your area. Now, the superintendent was careful to say that everyone is welcome downtown as long as you're here to have fun. That is going to be a very big problem this summer if his words are not heeded. Now, he also says that when it comes to these teen gatherings, he is going to be very constitutional, very careful in his policing. We did ask the mayor whether or not there will be a 10 p.m. curfew as there had been in years past. The mayor, very non-committal, asked a number of times, would not answer as to whether there will be one or whether there won't be one. Instead, he says, we are still in discussions. This is, of course, the first weekend night of the Memorial Day weekend. Reporting live outside of Millennium Park, Charlie Wojciechowski, NBC 5 News.
Thank you, Charlie.
All right, thanks, Charlie. All right, what y'all think about that? I wondered, did anybody pick up what I saw? A big glaring hole in their solution. I appreciate what Transplanted Texan said right here. You know, hey, that's kind of an innovative use of technology, telling you what's going on and so forth. Totally get that. I got you. But did you see the problem? Did anybody pick up the problem? I don't see anybody commenting the problem. So maybe no one, maybe it's not a problem. Maybe it's just me. They're all teens. They're talking about teens and young adults and such of that nature. Wouldn't young adults be responsible? I'm sorry, shouldn't young adults be responsible to an adult, aka a family member, one that's tied to them? Why are they not talking about the families? Oh, somebody did mention it. I'm sorry. No mention of family activities. But I also notice like there's no mention to families to be vigilant and keep their kids out of trouble. Like, it just seemed like the government, the city is going to do this. We put up the app. We got the police roaming around. We got tons of activities for kids. But what about the families that should be responsible for the kids? Now, I might be nitpicking, and I can accept that. If somebody says, Jason, you're just nitpicking, you're just mad because Mayor Johnson has more hair than you or something of that nature, or you're just mad because you can't get a stuffed pizza down here in Atlanta that you like. By the way, Nancy's is some fantastic Chicago-style stuffed pizza. Shout out to Nancy's. But, why are you focusing on all these other things and not? And I did pull up the actual report, and it is lacking family. So I'm not just saying that out of and I did pull it in real quick. Yeah, okay. So in this report that kind of from the Chicago Defender, they explain his Mayor Johnson's plan, key highlights of the summer safety plan. And it really wasn't much that said, like, we're encouraging parents to be responsible for their kids. I mean, there's a lot of other things in here. There's, jobs, and there's pools are opening and parks are going to be doing this, that, and the other. All that kind of stuff, which are all great. I'm not minimizing those. Look, they only got summer for like 10 minutes up there before it gets cold again. So I totally understand that. But, like, where are the families? Where are the parents? Where are the adults that are responsible for these children that you are telling then make sure you yourself are responsible for your kids and knowing where your children are. Where was that? There was no energy in that, and there's really nothing in here for it. I'll drop it in the chat just so y'all can see it as well, and just in case I'm just being picky. All right, it's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your kids are? Like, where are your babies at? Where your babies at? So you can check it out. I just thought that was interesting, but and slightly problematic. I'm like, why are you not? Again, I understand it's a Democratic run city. They are definitely believe that they're responsible for everybody. However, at the end of the day, wouldn't it be easier if you mobilize and just reminded the parents to be responsible for their children versus something else, another option? Yeah, it's not, and I agree with Franklin right here. We have to be involved in keeping our community safe. It's not just on the city officials, right? Because they're probably not going to do the right way. They're not going to do it the way that you would do it, that I would do it, that we would coordinate and marshal our own children. Like, why am I expecting y'all to do that? I shouldn't be. So therefore, I'm not. But it was just something I noticed. I thought it was an interesting discussion. But I did leave the chat open. Not the chat. I do have the line open if you want to jump on and talk about what you think. I feel free to do that. You want to talk about Fani? You want to talk about the case? You think that it will see the light of day this year? Either way. Brandon just came right in there. It's never going to trial. I'm with you. Yeah, I'm with you. I don't see any reason to believe that it will. Ooh, this is something good. Transplant Texas says 21.6% of families in Chicago are single parent households. Absolutely. And so now, with that being the case, though that number is extremely high, that still means that there's 78.4% of families that are dual parent. Where y'all at? Okay. Are single parent. No, either way, they're the single parent or the dual parent household. What y'all doing? Come on. So that's something I think that we here in Atlanta should take note of. I mean, that's something hopefully our elected officials are taking note of. But even more than that, I hope that our families are taking note of the fact that we have the power, we hold the power to keep our community safe by keeping and marshaling our children, but then also being mindful that there's adult crime as well. Not all crime is done by children and teenagers by any means. However, there's a lot of stuff that is done by the teenagers, and you've seen the mobs of teenagers roaming up and down Michigan Avenue in Chicago and just doing some of the wildest stuff. We can fix those things. Those are things that are resolvable by just parenting better and parenting differently. That's my little 2 cents right there. So I saw some good comments in here. I appreciate y'all. Please check out Amanda. By the way, Amanda Timpson said, thank you all very much. She and I we text back and forth today, and she really was impressed with you all and your support of her. Just want to say thank you all again for supporting her efforts and just being so encouraging and inviting yesterday. She really enjoyed the conversation we had, and hopefully we'll be able to have her back again. I did take the conversation that we had yesterday, did a little bit of editing. Editor Jason came back, did a couple little edits and kind of cleaned it up a little bit. There's some areas I didn't think were the best, so made those right, and so that's going to be dropping tomorrow. So it's called the director's cut, just to kind of cleaned up some of those some of the things that I don't feel were the best look, but I think it looks a lot better. I think y'all will like it. So if you want to check it out, check it out. Appreciate you either way. Let's see what we got. All right, so the city realizes that the families have failed these young people. I agree, retired. I also feel like there's enough families that have not failed that probably could help wrangle. All we need is a tipping point. All you need is like just a critical mass of people that are doing the right thing that will help shift the conversation from Chicago's just a dumpster fire to something totally different and much more meaningful, in my opinion. But I appreciate that though, for real. All right, what we got? I see some looks like good conversation going on there. A little back and forth, family reunion type of stuff. Always. Let's see. The super mayor. Man, that lady's wild. That lady is wild. I can't wait to see what happens with that story. That story's got legs on it. Oh my gosh, that Tiffany Henry story has legs. Oh my goodness. Hopefully there'll be some, not only indictments or subpoenas rather, but like some, can you imagine a hearing? See, in Illinois though, they don't have they can't have cameras in the courtroom. So it'll be those drawings like they have in New York. So that won't be as fun, but we'll still do it no matter what. So the thing I don't like about that one is you're interpreting, somebody is giving us what happened in the trial. Whereas here in Georgia, we can watch it like in 4K. Everybody can watch it. We can do a streaming party, a watch party. And so everybody can see it and interpret it themselves versus in Chicago and like New York, there's only a few reporters that are able to report it and they're just interpreting it for us. So that one gets a little bit murky because sometimes maybe they don't want to report it like what happened, or maybe the way they interpret is different than what I interpret it as. So that's always interesting. But yeah, man, if Tiffany Henry goes to jail and there's a trial, oh my goodness, that is going to be wild. What do we have here? All right. See, Franklin, I'm feeling you. He says this. He says, I don't think they were ever going to prosecute the Trump case. They are stalling for the election. I've said that, and I agree with you 100%. I don't think this is ever going to see the light of day. I think it's just lawfare. I don't think it's a reach. I don't think it's hyperbole. I don't think it's anything to say that it's lawfare. It literally is lawfare. The most interesting part of this is how they're going to remove our beloved madam. Ain't no way they let this slide. Watch how they do her. Okay. I'm interested. I can totally see once the case is over with, all the bravado, all the support for Fani Willis just evaporates. And she's just left like literally, she's like floating in the air and everything is sweep from under her. I can totally see that. I can totally see them trying to keep her and she fails up. And next thing you know, she's running for governor. Next thing she's running for lieutenant governor. She's running, or she gets some office in DC if the Biden administration is able to be elected in November. So I can see it. I can totally see it. Either way, it's going to be wild. Y'all, Amanda's up to $12,000. She still has a long way to go, but this is incredible. Shout out to each and every one of y'all. Everybody who supported her, shout out. Because again, when she came on the show yesterday, she was barely at $5,000 in her GoFundMe. And as Susie just pointed out here, she's at 12 now. So I'm going to give y'all credit for that. That is you all. You all have been so supportive of her and encouraging. The comments section has been amazing. So keep at it. Thank y'all. The YSL trial has been ridiculously long and still haven't gotten to the point of proving RICO. To me, I think that's going to be the worst part of the Trump trial, is that they're going to have to prove, if it were ever to come to light of day, they're going to have to prove it. And therein is going to be the rub. I just don't think they have it. I just don't. And again, even here when they used, and again, it was Paul Howard. It wasn't Fani Willis. Fani Willis was a part of it. But when they did the Atlanta cheating scandal here in Atlanta, and I think it was like 116 teachers were all brought up on charges for cheating during the standardized test. I forgot what, I think it was the Iowa test of basic skills. I think it might not have been, but anyway, it was a long time ago. I mean, it was like literally like 2006. However, I don't know if they were ever able to prove RICO on that. And again, it was a lot of teachers. It was a lot of them. Like it was 100 plus, maybe even north of 120 Let me just check real quick. But I don't think they were able to prove it then. And if anybody wants to come in and talk about it, feel free. Feel free. I dropped the link as pinned to the top. Let us see. Let us see. There were 178. I knew it. 178. Now, granted, this was educators. This is academic coaches, principals, associate principals, assistant principals. It was a lot of them. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. So it was 178 educators were implicated in correcting answers entered by students. Of these, 35 educators were indicted, and all but 12 took plea deals. So it's at 23, and the remaining 12 went to trial. All but 12. Okay, so 23 pled out, and 12 went to trial. The size of the scandal has been described as one of the largest U.S. educational history. All right. So yeah, it was 100. I knew it. I knew it was a lot of teachers. It was a lot of them. Craziness. So yeah, follow along with Franklin right here. I don't see how they're gonna do it. Hopefully, prayerfully, we can have Phil Holloway come on and talk about this. Maybe do a Dear Woke Inside the Law or Inside the Dear Woke Law or something collab. But we can talk about it because I would love to hear, answer some of these questions. Or Rachel. I know Rachel Kaufman has been his co-host. Hopefully one of them will be able to come on, or vice versa, and just kind of answer some of these questions, because I would love to know, what is the likelihood of a RICO case being, what do we see as the long game for this? All right, let me see. Texan. Okay, let me just go ahead and answer the question. Yes, talked to her today. I wanted to wait until I had a meeting planned, or I knew that we were going to go on camera. But to answer your question, you all's reaching out through Twitter has been successful. So I did talk to her today, and we will be discussing sooner than later what's going to happen with her campaign. And how Dear Woke, what do we say? Dear Woke, Texan, Chameleon Consulting can help her. So yes, to answer your question. Okay, who's Brandon? Who has a net worth of $8 million? I hope you're not saying Fani, please. Oh my gosh, please don't. Oh, that's not Fani. Please, your prayer has been answered, person. I did talk to her today, and we will we will be working with her and helping her out for sure. There we go. Dear Transplanted Chameleon Campaign Consultants. Should have trademarked that, I tell you. I should have. All right. The Steal. Absolutely. It is amazing. Absolutely. By the way, I don't know if y'all know, I have a link in the bio page. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because a lot of the time people want to know, where else can you find Dear Woke Christian? Where else can you engage with me, whatever like that? What do I do besides just the usual? Is this my link in the bio? Yeah, there we go. And I just dropped the link down there. You can see my Goodreads account, my Twitter account, my email. You can see my Buy Me a Coffee. You can see my DearWokeChristian.com website. You can see all that kind of stuff right there. If you don't know, I read a book a week, and still been doing that. This is year 3 now. Been reading a book a week. I have to admit, last week I was reading real slow. So let's just say I was reading real slow last week. Even my daughter even caught up with me. She's like, Dad, I've read this many books this year. I'm like, holy cow, babe, what's wrong with me? Anyway, so I'm reading a new book. It is called Day Trading Attention. And it's by Gary Vaynerchuk. It's a longer book, so I have to spend a lot more time reading. because I really wanted to read it. I thought it looked really good. It looked super interesting, so I picked it up. So if you follow me on Goodreads, I'll do an update on that and keep it in the. I won't be primarily talking about it here, but if you follow me on Goodreads, you can do that and check it out. So that was just something I wanted to let you know about. And by the way, for whatever reason, link in the bio won't let me put my T Republic page on there. But by the way, Susie just dropped it in the link down here. So check out what I'm doing. Check out my, did you drop it, Susie? I might have been hallucinating. There we go. Right. This is the link in the bio, but my T Republic with my t-shirts, because I'm working on putting out a little bit of merch, t-shirts and cups and all that kind of good jazz like that. And so that is in the link as well. But whatever reason, I can't put a link in bio. They won't let me put it in there. So anyway, I just put it in the chat for you. Check it out. Pick up a shirt. Be fun. You did drop the link. I'm sorry if I missed it. Please forgive me. Do not hold it against me. But yeah, that was it. I appreciate it. And let me see. Shout out again to, of course, shout out to Independent Mail. Thank you so much, sir, for stopping by. Fantastic content creator. Go check out what he's doing over there as well. I do want to say this again, and I've said it a couple times, and I don't want it to go unnoticed, and I don't want it to seem like at all like I'm unappreciative. About a year ago, this channel was really struggling. Look, Dear World Christian was on the struggle bus, okay? It was rough. And I just want to say, because I have a great team like Caldwell Apologetics and Chris from All Things Theology and April from the Standard Truth Podcast, thankfully they help keep this channel afloat. Prayer and having a good team of people around you was really helpful. But I do want to say this. You all, the community here at Dear Woke Christian, as well as the moderators, all of you all have just been an immense blessing to me and to this channel. I really appreciate y'all. I don't want that to go, because as much as I say you are the best live chat on the planet, I really want you to know that you are the best live chat on the planet. Not only do you come to the live streams, not only do you flood in here, we have 120 likes and 80 people watching. How do we do that? I don't know, but I appreciate you. Not only that, but you watch the videos, you comment, you do all that kind of stuff. When we have guests on, you make them feel like, again, you let them know this is the best live chat on the planet. And I really do appreciate that. So I just want to say thanks again. It means a lot. It really does. And I don't want that to go without being said multiple times that, this is the best live chat. And you all make it the best live chat. I thank God for you all, every last one of you, every one of the moderators, y'all collecting W's all the time. Everyone in the chat, you all are amazing. And I really want to say that again. Thank you. And I'm hoping soon to have some new friends come by that you all can show yourselves, just show them again, like this is the best live chat on the planet. And I'm looking forward to that real soon. I'll keep you posted on when that is. But yeah, that is the tentative plan is very soon. You'll know exactly when. Well, okay. Well, there we go. Transplant Texan said the viewing experience increased in value once I began to engage in the chat. This was the first channel I engaged with. Well, there you go. It is said, it has been done. That's it. That's it. And then, of course, can we also throw Independent Mail in there too? Can we do that? And if you don't mind, let's throw Person in there. Just throw them all. How about Brewer? Can we throw them in there? We got to throw Shar in there. We got to. I need to see a picture of it, Shar. Send me a picture, please. Shar said, people asked me about my Atlanta Must Be Stopped shirt yesterday. Really? I want to see how it looked. Please. I should have set up on my Instagram so that you can tag me to it. That's what I should have did. See, it's smart Jason would have did that. That's why I let go. I let y'all down. All right, let me see real quick. All right, I think I got it together. But Everybody, I appreciate y'all. Really do. It's true, Shar. It's true. It's true. We can't, it's true. He said it. It's got to be true. Absolutely. I appreciate it, though. So let's do this, my good people. Let's do this. Hopefully tomorrow or later on tonight, I'll have nailed down some possible times to have some new guests on the channel. Hopefully that'll be soon. But no matter what, we will be doing this again real soon. Tomorrow's Wednesday. I think I'm just taking President Firstborn out driving. She's doing a great job, man. Shout out to parents that have taught their kids how to drive. Because I realized today, I was like, I'm sitting here in the car. I'm not paying attention. I think my heart rate is down. I'm not, white knuckling it, praying. I was like, she's doing a great job, man. She did a fantastic job today. So we'll probably get her out there again. She needs to do some night driving. So that's something that'll probably happen. Maybe we'll do that tonight or early in the morning. Get up early in the morning and drive and see how she does. But she's doing a great job, man. Shout out to parents that have taught their kids how to drive. I'm telling you right now, man, it is something. It is something for sure. So it is, if you taught your kids how to drive, my hat goes off to you because it is a stressful deal for sure. Well, thank you, Justice. I appreciate you. Well, grace and peace. Thank you so much. Not only my first time on the chat, and I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Now, you're a part of the best live chat on the planet. So with that comes, with great responsibility comes with great power comes great responsibility. That's what Uncle Ben taught us. You taught yours in backwoods? Oh, my gosh. Yeah, there's so many different road conditions. I'm praying about that. No, she did. Man, she's been crushing it. We got on the highway yesterday. We drove for a good while up the highway yesterday, and I was just trucks coming and all that kind of stuff. And she did a great job. And then today we just drove, I think we drove to the store and she took me to the studio to pick up some stuff. So it was just a little bit, I said, she's going to be my chauffeur until further notice. So when I go somewhere, she's got to drive me. I told her, I said, you need to be happy I'm not sitting in the back seat treating you like an Uber. I don't know I can do that. I don't think I can do that. But that would be hilarious. It does take a lot of patience, but thank God she's done a great job. I'm so very proud of her. I'm very proud of her. She really wants to drive to school this coming school year. So we got to figure out what we're going to do about a vehicle, because at the current moment, she might be on a bicycle, but that's another discussion. But no, she's crushing it. She's crushing it. I'm very proud of her. So that's my big girl. Yeah, it would need to be one or the other. Apparently, my wife is not really the best at teaching and coaching, so so I just took the responsibility, and so far it's gone great. Oh my gosh, you sent it to me, Shar? Send it to me right now. I'll open up right now. Yeah, you driving in the snow, that's a whole different game. That's a whole different game of cheese. I just got it. Thank you, Shara. All right. What is this? Why is it? All right, let's see what we got. I love it. I love it. All right, so I like that color, by the way. All right, so here's our model right here in our Atlanta Must Be Stopped t-shirt. Thank you so very much, Shara. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Give a shout out to that little cutie pie right there. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. But so anyway, we are probably going to take her driving tonight and get some more practice in, maybe do some night driving. Like I said, tonight or early in the morning, just to say, hey, you're groggy, you got to drive. Let's go. Let's see what happens. That sounds crazy. I shouldn't say it like that. Let's see how you do, not see what happens. But yeah, she's been crushing it. I'm so proud of her. And I think that's going to definitely help her sister as her sister learns how to drive. 'Cause she's only 14. So she's got a while, and she's not interested. I'm like, you want to learn how to drive too? You want to come with us? She says, no. I said, okay. And that's another thing. She hasn't driven in the rain yet. So that's going to be another one as well. So that might be something. I mean, it's been wet outside, but not like raining. So that's something else we got to work on. But I think as long as she has the fundamentals down, we can work on those other little nuances, and we'll perfect those with time. And we're here in Georgia, so it might be raining right now. It might be raining right now for all I know. All right, what we got? Looks like some good family reunion, good stuff going on. I love it. I appreciate it. Well, let's do this, my good people. Let's get back at it real soon. The goal, the plan is again tomorrow evening. We'll do another evening live. That's the plan. Now, something happens because they're also doing, I think they're doing in Dalton, I think they're having a board meeting tonight. If something goes left or something doesn't go right, don't be surprised. You see another thumbnail pop up, okay? But the plan, the goal is tomorrow evening. We have a recording in the morning at the studio. And then after that, we're just doing edits and such like that. So, and a couple other little knick-knack things. I think the Dangerous Crew is going somewhere. But, and wherever we go, Trina's going to be driving. So that's going to be real. But I appreciate y'all again. Thank you so much. We'll do this again real soon, everybody. I'm trying my best, Justice. I'm trying my best. Please don't ask the dynamic duo, though, because they'll say something different. Trust me. They'll say something different. No, they're some great kids. I love them. So everybody, I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you again for your support of Amanda Timpson and what she's doing. That, again, you all were super, super supportive of her yesterday. She really felt encouraged and blessed to have y'all around. So I'm going to end right here. I love this. Great discussion, DWC. Mods and the best live chat on the planet. Salute. Everybody, I really do appreciate y'all again. So we'll do this real soon, Lord willing. And until then, everybody, grace and peace. Take care.